Hello, everyone. Welcome to our third class online. This is Teacher Faiti, and in today's class, we are going to check comparative and superlative. Obviously, this is not a new topic for you because you have checked before in another levels. So today we are going to do just a review. So we are going to check some rules and uses. And at the end of the class, we're going to do a little quiz in order to check how much you understood about a topic. So if you are ready, here we go. Well, today, let's start with a general review. So in this lesson, we are going to learn about, number one, what comparative and superlative are, how to properly we use comparative and superlative, and third, some exceptions of comparative and superlative. So do you remember that we have two important groups into the adjectives? Yes, when we talk about adjectives, remember they are divided in two groups. The first group is the short adjectives. What is a short adjective? It is when it has only one syllable. It is called monosyllable or short adjective. The second group is the long adjective. It means that it has two or three or more syllables. So it is multi-syllable word. So remember that we have short and long adjectives. So when we use these adjectives to make comparison and a superlative, we have to understand that they are divided in these two important groups. But by the way, what a comparative is? Well, comparative are adjectives that compare only two things. It's like compare Obama and Trump. It's like A versus B. So when you make a comparison, you have two objects, A and B, and we compare or contrast these 2 points. For example, when we compare two things, in the picture we have this example that it says, a lion is faster than a hyena. We compare the lion with the hyena, and we said that the lion is faster than the hyena. A comparative adjective compares someone or something with someone or something else. For example, Karen is shorter than Bob, or physics is more interesting than math. What about the superlative? When we talk about superlative, we said that one thing is the maximus in the category. For example, the cheetah is the fastest land animal. So when we talk about a superlative adjective, we compare someone or something to every other person or object in the group. In my image, in the picture, it's like when we said a podium. Only one person between the three is the unique or the better. So when we're talking about superlative, we talk about into a group, one of them is the best, the better, the unique, the maximum. This is the difference. In a comparison, we have A versus B. In superlative, we say that into a group, only one thing is superior, with the maximus. We have some examples. So we start with the comparative. A versus B. Comparative with short adjectives. Remember, short adjectives are all those that it has only one syllable. In this case, we have calm. Calm has only one syllable. So in my example, my mother is calmer than my father. So the formula in short adjectives is adjective plus er plus than. One more example. What happened with the superlative? If we have a superlative with a short adjective, this is the formula. The plus adjective plus est. The example, my grandmother is the calmest person in my family. If you notice, we have the calmest. So, if we have two or more syllables in comparatives, the expression change. In this case, the formula is more plus adjective plus than. Example, Vicente is more talented than Jairo. If you notice, now the adjective talented has two syllables. So that's the reason we use the expression more in the comparison. Vicente versus Jairo. But we have some more examples. If we have difficult, it is more difficult. Interesting, more interesting. Interested, more interested. And with some participle adjectives like a loved, we say more loved. This is the formula. When we have a superlative, then it has two or more syllables. This is the formula. The plus most plus adjective. The example, Zelda's computer is the most modern one. If you notice, modern has two syllables. So in that case, we use the expression the most. We have more examples. If it is difficult, we say the most difficult. Interesting, the most interesting. Interested, the most interested. And loved, the most loved. We have an extra example. Ludwig was the most talented musician of all the times. Now, we have another new rule. In this rule, we're talking about in the case that the adjective has only one syllable, but from the right to the left, the order is consonant, vowel, consonant. What happened? In this case, we double the last consonant. Look at the example. Fat. We have from the right to the left, consonant, vowel, consonant. So the comparative is with the double consonant, fatter. In the superlative, the fattest with double T. Second example, we have thin. In comparative, we said thinner. And in the superlative, we say the thinniest. And we have big. In comparative, we say bigger with double G. And in the superlative, we say the biggest. One more example. Mexico City is the biggest city in Latin America. Now, we have a third rule. In this case, we're talking about some adjectives that ends in Y. When adjective ends in Y, the Y totally change for I. And in this case, the formula is Y to I plus ER plus than. And if it is superlative, we put the adjective change Y to I plus IST. Look at the example. First, in comparative, we have the adjective crazy. The example says, Hannibal is crazier than Anton. What happened with the Y? Change for I and add ER. Crazier. But what about the superlative? Now we say the example. The Joker is the craziest villain of the movies. You notice we put the and craziest. This happened with the adjective ends in Y. And the last rule is about the irregular adjectives. It means that some comparative and superlative totally change when we use comparative or superlative. For example, we have the expression good. In comparative is better. In superlative, the best. We have bad. In comparative is worse. In superlative, the worst. We have far or farther and farthest. But here there is a little difference in British. We use further with you and the furthest in superlative. We have the adjective little, that in comparative is less, in superlative least. And one more, we have many. In comparative is more, and in superlative is the most. Well, we have an example. Using an irregular adjective. In comparative, use the adjective bad. So the example says, Ricky is worse artist than Paco. But in superlative, George is the worst artist of all time. Now, we are going to check some exercises in order to compare and understand that we check around the topic. Let's see if you understood the topic together. The first example says, yesterday I finished work. The adjective is late. How is the answer? Yes, we put later. Yesterday I finished work later than usual. What about number 2? Roses smell tulips, and the adjective is good. It's a comparison. So we says it's correct. Roses smell better than tulips. Number 3. This is story I have ever heard, and the adjective is amazing. Yes, it's a superlative. So we said this is the most amazing story I have ever heard. Number 4. She earns little. Yeah, it's a comparison. So we said she earned less than me. And the last one, number 5. The movie is, and the adjective is bad. So, yeah, it's a comparison. The movie is worse than the book. Okay, you see, it is easy busy. So we need to practice. Remember, practice makes perfect. So I'm going to give you this PPT on the classroom. So check it and check the other videos and the infograms and the pictures before to make the homework. All the information and the extra material is on the classroom platform. So please check it. So that's all for the topic for today. That's all for us today. So we will see you for the next class. If you have questions or doubt, please drop me a line on the platform and I will answer all your doubts or questions. It was my pleasure. See you the next Saturday. Take care. Bye-bye.